Hey, so gold prices are going crazy right now, and it's shaking things up for the US economy. The Washington Post just dropped this bombshell article saying, Yo, we're in some serious trouble here. The Pentagon and Congress need to get their act together. It's pretty wild. After 30 years, the US is now facing some tough competition from China and Russia, with Iran backing them up. And get this, the US military is actually shrinking. They're getting rid of warships faster than they can replace them, and the Air Force is struggling to keep up. We've gathered this info from all over the place, and yeah, there's some personal takes mixed in. Got thoughts? Drop them in the comments below. The defense industry's been neglected for decades, and now they're having a hard time making the big weapons and ammo needed for major conflicts. Just look at what's happening in Ukraine. But here's the kicker. Washington's just sitting on its hands. It's clear we need to make some big changes to keep America on top. Even the government's admitting things are tough. They're having a hard time supporting Ukraine, and reports are coming in about losing a bunch of tanks. It's pretty intense stuff. If this conflict drags on, it could get really ugly with lots of lives lost. It's making everyone take a hard look at what the US is trying to do in the region. Presidential candidates are throwing out all kinds of ideas, from ditching NATO to keeping up support for Ukraine. Whatever happens, it's going to shake things up for America's place in the world. JP Morgan's saying the financial markets are already bracing for some big policy changes. A lot of experts think the US is in a pretty sticky situation, and nobody really knows what's going to happen next. We've got to be ready for anything. More conflicts, crazy politics, maybe even new wars. And don't even get me started on US money stuff. They're printing cash like it's going out of style and racking up debt like there's no tomorrow. Check this out. Since they ditched the gold standard in '71, US debt has gone up 82 times, but the economy's only grown 26 times. Now the debt's 122% of GDP. That's insane. This whole mess is tied to gold prices. We're seeing debt and inflation go through the roof. If things keep going like this, US debt could hit 100 trillion by 2036. That's not a typo, trillion with a T. With debt that high, you know inflation's going to go crazy. And there's a real chance of defaulting. Interest rates are going to skyrocket. Smart investors are already side-eyeing those low-interest debts. A lot of people don't trust the Fed's constant rate cuts anymore. Here's the thing. Those low rates might seem nice, but they can cause some serious economic bubbles. The Fed can't keep cutting rates forever. In fact, they might have to jack them up soon after this round of cuts. Some folks are saying rates could hit 10% in a few years, just like in the '70s. If that happens, gold and silver are going to look real good to investors. Their prices could go through the roof. With all this crazy inflation and money printing, the dollar and other currencies are going to take a hit. And check this out. The whole world order is changing. The West isn't calling all the shots anymore. Now we've got this BRICS group getting bigger and stronger. BRICS is huge now. They've got 45% of the world's population. The G7's looking pretty small with just 15%. BRICS has grown to 11 members, including some big players like Argentina, Egypt, and Saudi Arabia. India and China are getting bold. They're buying oil from Russia using their own money and trading it for gold or Chinese yuan. Russia's about to host a big BRICS meeting, which is going to make them even more powerful. BRICS is shaking things up by creating their own financial systems. Some countries are even using gold for trade, which is a big challenge to the dollar. They've got some big plans: a new currency, green tech, getting important minerals, and changing how global trade works. Countries like Turkey, Mexico, and Vietnam are trying to get in on the action by setting up new trade routes. As everyone's looking for ways to ditch US dominance, gold's becoming the go-to safe bet. China, who owns a ton of US debt, has sold off 24% of their US bonds in just 2 years. With all these new trading groups using different money, the dollar's in trouble. We might even see a full-on currency war. The way things are going, we might be heading for the biggest global crisis ever. If things get really bad and turn into a nuclear situation, it'd make even the worst money problems look like small potatoes. No wonder everyone's rushing to buy gold. With inflation going crazy, politics getting messy, and the dollar losing steam, gold's looking pretty sweet to smart investors. The BRICS meeting coming up, October 22 to 24, could make gold even more popular. If you're thinking about investing, getting some gold now might pay off big time later. Remember what Charlie Munger said: when you see a good chance, go all in. Gold's looking even better now than it did in 2002. And back then, it went up 9 times from $300 after 9/11. It's no surprise everyone's so into gold. Since 1971, the dollar and most other big currencies have lost 99% of their real value. That's nuts. Everything happening now is like a chain reaction that's going to speed this whole process up. It's hard to say exactly when our current money system will fall apart, but it's definitely happening, even if it's slow. It's like what Hemingway said about going bankrupt: gradually, then suddenly. We might be closer to the suddenly part than we think. The election in November is going to be huge. Whoever wins is going to make big decisions about money that'll affect gold, Bitcoin, and pretty much everything else. So here's the deal. We're at a crazy important moment right now. We're going to keep giving you the latest info and insights in our upcoming articles. Just remember to stay cool and think smart when you're looking at market info. And hey, investing in gold is serious business. Don't rush into anything without thinking it through. Stay informed, use your brain, and set yourself up smart for these wild times. Have a great weekend, but keep your money smarts sharp. Enjoyed this breakdown? Subscribe for more finance insights. Like and share to help others discover. Your support fuels our in-depth analyses. Thanks for watching.